Hello everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us as we continue to track the spring weather around the country. And we had a very hot Monday along the eastern side of the country. This airflow here, which is now the warmest, is mostly out at sea, but it really pushed up the temperatures. The highest that we saw was 27.4 in Hawke's Bay. We saw 25s all the way down the coastline as far south as about Canterbury. However, Tuesday's a little different. It's still fairly mild along the eastern side of the North Island, but it's the colder southerly moving into the south that's going to drop the temperatures there. Not quite so warm around the South Island as that airflow moves in. So you can sort of see there's two different airflows, one out of the subtropics for the northern part of New Zealand, producing a lot of cloud over here in the north and west, and the other one is coming out of the Southern Ocean, and that's coming up across the South Island at the moment. So when we switch on the wind maps, you can see that change. Big high pressure system out in the Tasman, that's also a change. We haven't seen many of them around lately. So around the North Island, the front that is moving up across Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night lies around there about lunchtime Wednesday. Now there's a small area of low pressure forming on the back end of it that will just keep the system energized out to the east. Meanwhile, the winds are light now. Those gusty winds have gone out to sea. High pressure building across the country, maybe a couple of isolated showers, but as you can see, Wednesday, much calmer across New Zealand. And then on Thursday, that low continues out to the east, continues the showers around those eastern areas. So places like Hawke's Bay, which was up around 26, 27 degrees on Monday, much cooler as you get through to Thursday, and that's because you've got a southerly coming through there. High pressure to the north, that will be giving dry weather around the country, but it's certainly not settled and perfect. We've got another system waiting in the wings, which by Friday reaches us. So it's really just a burst of showers and a bit of wind for the North Island, transitioning from warm nor'westers to the typical westerly flow. Same old westerlies blowing around the west coast and westerlies over to the east, which means eastern parts of the South Island will be dry and mild, western areas, you know what. Now we're going towards the weekend, and it is very much Groundhog Day. We're stuck in spring's windy westerlies. Very normal for this time of the year, but for those who are going, when do we get a nice, beautiful big high over the country? There's a hint that we might get one later next week, but it's not going to linger very long. And you really sort of notice this setup in the weekend. Saturday's map really shows typical spring weather, where it is westerlies, nor'westerlies, sou'westerlies. But westerly is the main theme, and that is blowing through on Saturday with showers, mostly around the western side of the country, although a little bit around the eastern side of the North Island as well. And then we get to Sunday, the next low is coming in. This is it here. But look at the big high that's waiting in the wings as well. So my message to farmers along the western coastline and to people in the city who are just sick of the rain, what we are seeing now as we head in towards October, big highs like this one, they're not all coming in for New Zealand, but the more that they drop south, the more that the nasty weather goes south as well. And New Zealand ends up getting a real variety of weather where we have dry days and sunny hot ones, but also the colder showery ones. But my theme, or the message is really over the next few weeks, the theme is going to be slightly drier than wetter. Despite these rainmakers constantly coming through, we're getting windier, drier, warmer spells too, and they will gradually increase as we head in towards the months of summer. So it is not all doom and gloom. It is a bit wet at the moment, I understand that, but hopefully more of these big highs drifting our way will bring us a little bit more variety, and that should break up some of the relentless rainmakers that we've been getting. That is all from me for now. We'll update you again tomorrow with the very latest.